It is the 14th of December. Only 2 games, another weird scheduled day, but 2 what should be good games in-season tournament semi-finals. We'll still talk about the streaming value. There won't be much, but let's talk about it anyway. This is the pre-game show. Let's go balls deep.
I'm the type to get shit done. You the type to observe. March Madness on my speakers, but today's November 23rd. Got something loud in the blunt, yeah. I don't say what I want, yeah. Probably somewhere sunny getting tan. Foreign women in the sun, yeah. That's all that I need. That's all that I need. That's all that I need. Got my brothers with me. Got my brothers with me, and my mama's healthy. That's all that I need.
Welcome to the Balls Deep podcast, brought to you by Fantasy Basketball International. I am your host, Adam King. Find me on Twitter at AdamKing91, on Blue Sky at AdamKing91.bsky.social. We are on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter. Go and find us, go and subscribe, go and like. We are part of the Old Man Squad at Old Man Squad on Twitter. 2 games to go through, and breaking news. I'm not going to call it breaking news, but Paul Reed has been waived by the Detroit Pistons. No real fantasy implications, I don't think. I do see Chad's got a question. Where do Paul Reed's minutes go? Yeah, look, I mean, based on what we've seen, it'll just be Duran and Isaiah Stewart. At the moment, neither have been convincing. But Paul, I mean, if you look at Paul Reed's, like, his minutes, he hasn't really played this season. It's taken an injury for him to get into the rotation. But if you look at majority of the games, I would say, or at least half, he just doesn't play. So, yeah, I don't think this really is going to have any significant impacts at all. Interesting, though, to see where Paul Reed goes. We know as fantasy managers, we sort of like what he can do on the court. And I sort of did go through. Pelicans came to mind straight away, as he could play a backup center there because he's clearly better than Daniel Tice and a better center option than Jeremiah Robinson Earl. There's lots of teams that could use a backup. I don't think he's going anywhere where he steps into a starting role. But New Orleans would be interesting because he could get 18 to 20 minutes a night there. So anyway, watch this space, I guess. The Pacers theoretically could have held off 24 hours and got Paul Reed for next to nothing. Yes, as Chad has just said, yeah, they could have waited because I would certainly take Paul Reed over Thomas Bryant. Anyway, let's go to the games. Atlanta at Milwaukee. Atlanta, pretty much healthy, not surprising. Semi-final in Vegas. Trae Young will play. Jalen Johnson will play. DeAndre Hunter will play. Bogdan Bogdanovic will play. So not a ton of streaming here. DeAndre Hunter, if he's somehow still available, go and grab him today. Okongwu and Capella will likely just split those center minutes. We could... I was wondering if this would be an opportunity where we could see them play alongside each other against Giannis and Brook Lopez, maybe. So we might see a bit of a crossover potentially tonight. They may shift Jalen Johnson down and play the 3 a little bit more. But, I mean, no fantasy impact there for the Bucks as well. Relatively healthy. Middleton and Giannis will both play. So we're looking at Gary Trent and AJ Green for 3s. Prince if you're desperate. That's about it. But yeah, should be a good game. I'm hoping that the Hawks get the win, but I'm not sure. Bucks have looked better of late. So second game, also in Vegas, is Houston Rockets, Oklahoma City Thunder. For Houston, Dylan Brooks is questionable with an illness. I would assume that he plays. Yeah, I mean, it would have to take a bit for him not to play tonight, I think. So he will likely play through this illness. And then other than that, a pretty clean injury report for them, which will see Amen Thompson and Tari Eason just resume their usual role off the bench. Streaming, really not much at all. Dylan Brooks, I guess, if we're sort of desperate today, normally I wouldn't say he is someone who we need to prioritise, but with only 2 games, absolutely. Steven Adams, if you need rebounds, but probably not. For the Thunder, again, we know who they're without, but other than that, they're healthy. So it is good. All 4 teams tonight are going to be relatively healthy. Chet is obviously the big name that's not playing tonight, but the Thunder still look really good. I wouldn't mind Houston winning this one, but I think the Thunder will get it done. They just look very, very good. But it should be, again, a close matchup. Streaming, Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe. Take your pick. I do think Cason Wallace and Lou Dort would be the preferences just because they're starting. Caruso, if you need steals and blocks, and Isaiah Joe if you need threes. So it's pretty clear cut tonight when it comes to streaming. If you're getting really desperate and you just need bodies on the floor, there are players available. Kenrich Williams. Reed Shepherd probably won't play. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, as I said, not a good night if we go back up to this Atlanta game. Trent Green, I've said them. Everyone that's active is either rostered or we've sort of spoken about. Andre Jackson, I don't know. He continues to start. And Chad says, does he have compromising photos of Doc? Because, I'm not sure what they're doing with the rotation. I guess maybe their sort of thought process here is, well, it's working. We'll just keep going with it. But it's doesn't seem to be achieving much. I dropped Reed Shepherd in a league to activate Bridges. No, that's fine. Yeah, no need to be holding on to Reed Shepherd. The only situation I could see him stepping into a bigger role is obviously injuries. But even with Van Fleet out, I think he missed a game last week or something like that. He still didn't play significant minutes. They just played Amen Thompson a lot more. Aaron Holiday gets minutes over him. So I still like him long term. I still think he can be a pretty good 3-and-D kind of a guard. But yeah, as for now, you're absolutely fine to move on from him. So, okay, 2 games. Very simple today, which I like. Always like a simple show. I will be back with a post-game show. So the second game today is 8:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 12:30 my time. So it should be finished by 3 p.m. Eastern, I would say. 3 p.m., my time, which is 11 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be back for a show in about 8 hours, 7-8 hours. And we can break down all of the action and then look ahead to tomorrow, which I think, let me just have a look at the schedule for tomorrow. I feel like it's a little bit closer to normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games tomorrow. So, yes, a little bit closer to normal. We've got the bonus games, I guess, the Knicks and the Magic and the Mavericks and the Warriors tomorrow as well. So, makes that schedule look a little bit more enticing. But that will do for today's show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Adam King. This has been what day are we up to? Saturday. God, closer to Christmas. The Saturday pre-game show. Until next time, catch you.
You just listened to another episode from the Fantasy Basketball International Podcast Network. Thanks for joining us. And for more information about joining our community, please check out our website.